Hey guys, Chrono, and today we're bringing to a new podcast series where we're going to be discussing Yu-Gi-Oh news that you might have missed. Hope you guys enjoy the first episode. Okay, well, guys, if you're tuning in, I'm very excited to be doing a chat here with Obelisk Blue 13. You guys know him very well, super successful duelist in our tournaments. Almost had his 7 Pete the other night. I was getting very nervous if he got that because then how high would the number go? Uh, even though I'm sure you wanted that, Carlos. Uh,
Yeah, I was very sad. I was
yeah.
very sad.
Oh, honestly, it was that one link monster. I thought, oh, if he can find a way past that, he's got this. But boy, that was really tough there. Um, and then we've got KCGAMEZ joining us as well, who also does very well in our tournaments. In fact, got second place last time. So we're very excited to have you both here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Can't
Awesome,
wait to talk
awesome.
about all the news.
Yes, and that's what this is going to be all about. If you might have noticed, the title for this I chose was Yu-Gi-Oh! News You Might Have Missed. Because, boy, there's a lot always going on. If it wasn't for everybody in our group, I'm not sure I'd even know what's going on. So it's very good to have people helping us
Well,
out with this. Um, let's go ahead and start with the Maximum Gold series. I am pretty
oh,
excited about this. Casey, I saw that you had posted a picture that you actually had shown on Facebook of some cards that leaked. Which ones are you most excited about?
I mean, personally, just for the game, I think another imperm reprint's nice,
Yeah,
and
me too.
then those. So most of the Eldritch cards were like budget
Uh huh.
before outside of Golden Lord himself, and then now that there's another reprint, it helps with the price tag for that deck.
Yes,
Or at
I
least
was
that
thinking
core.
about that. I know
But
that Obelisk.
recently,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go
oh,
ahead.
I was just gonna say recently one of the cards got bought out. I noticed, so it's not exactly super cheap anymore.
Oh,
But
okay, okay. Interesting. Obelisk Blue, I know you love the Eldritch deck. How excited were you to see a gold reprint?
I'm so excited when Konami the YouTubers did the sponsored video and they were showing all the releases. I was going through each one hoping I found like the Eldritch reprint, and I was like 4 videos in, and finally I saw someone pull Eldritch, and I was like super excited. And although I have a playset already, I plan on getting another playset of the gold one, so that's gonna be really awesome to add to my collection.
Oh boy. So I
Yeah.
am curious, Casey, I know you're pretty good about understanding the odds of pulling high rarities. What do you
hmm
think the pull percentage might be on these? On the Infinite
Uh,
Impermanence, the Eldritch, the Golden Lord, some of the cards you know
so
people are going to go for.
So usually I have a breakdown. I think the set's like 200 cards. I'm not for sure. Um, Carlos, do you happen to know how many cards? Give me a sec. I
It's
have
pretty big. I
the
have the list
card.
up. It's
The,
huge.
it's 162 cards. 52 okay. Premium
Yes.
gold rares, and then 110 gold letter rares. Let me
Yes.
jot that down quick. So 52. All right. Let me see here.
And Casey's really good at this, guys, where he can figure out your percentages very quick on the spot, and he's pretty accurate. At least when we've opened stuff. So it's pretty amazing.
So there's 110 gold.
Yeah,
Rares?
110 gold letter rares, and then there's 52
Okay.
premium gold rares.
So given the hype on the set, you're gonna look at. Are we talking prices or rates?
Just rates. I'm curious what the pull rates would be
Okay,
for the cards if you were to
it's.
get a
I believe it's.
box.
I believe it's two per pack. And you get 4 packs per
Yeah,
box,
per
and then
box with 7
five of
cards in
them
each.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 of them come in a display. So
Yes.
that's what I was. Okay. So I'm just trying to get the breakdown. So what you have? What 8? 8 per box, so 40 per display. So you're looking, yeah, that's. I mean, unless they short print something. What is that? Sorry, I'm tired. I have to do calculator things.
No, that's fine. I think it's good for everyone
Yeah, you're
watching,
looking
though.
at like a one. You're looking at like a 1.3 chance of pulling the exact card you want.
Oh, wow.
So it's not very high in one box though. Or sorry, in a display. Or wait, no, in a box, right? I
Yes.
did 40. Yeah, that's a display. Sorry. Yeah. So in just your regular pack, you're only gonna get your 8. So yeah, that's even lower. So yeah, it's not like. I mean, it's a normal pack.
Okay.
I just want to say,
Okay.
yeah, it's not really higher or lower.
Well,
The way the breakdown works.
and that's good to know. Just because I know some
Mhm.
people are about buying the box set. I know that.
This one's definitely. I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say this was definitely investable. If you got the right price. So if you
Uh-huh.
got this, if you were able to get cases for like, I saw some people selling them around like 420 before, and then but the right mark is anywhere around 350 to 375. I think
Okay.
basically you just count the bulks out, sorry, count the rares as bulk outside of like the few choice cards like totally awesome and stuff.
Yeah.
And then for your actual gold rares, if you invested at that price point, you're only looking at like maybe $2-3 per card.
Okay.
And so no matter what those cards end up being, you've made value is what I'm trying to say. So it was investable at the beginning. I don't know about where the price point is now, but now that we've gotten the entire list, basically, outside of a few cards, I think there's still a few hidden ones.
Yes,
But
there's still
well,
several we don't
they actually
know.
just revealed one.
Oh,
Oh
what
yeah,
was it?
yeah. It was miscellaneous source. I'm not sure if you
Oh,
saw that
yes, you
case.
sent me that
Very
message.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm pretty excited about that because I know Miscellaneousaurus doesn't have it's just a common. I think it's such a great card, it deserves a higher rarity printing. So I'm pretty excited to see that. What other cards do you think might be hidden in here, Carlos, that they might put in?
Hidden. I have no idea. I just yeah, I can tell you. I can tell you I mean, it depends what Konami wants to reprint. I can tell you the list of cards that are actually in there. What I think is what are good pickups.
Yeah, yeah,
So
let's talk about that. Go ahead.
so I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna call out cards I think are good pickups. Chaos Dragon Levianeer has an alternative art that's a premium gold rare. I think that's pretty cool. Reinforcements of the Army has a gold letter rare. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool.
I saw that
Elder
too.
Elder Entity Ints has a or Intes.
That was needed, yeah.
Yep, that one was a promo, I believe, and it was like $5 for a super rare. So no way. And
Yeah,
so
I
it's
was
being a
happy
reprint.
because ever since you've seen the Dogmatica cards come out, that card has skyrocketed. Yeah, so I was happy to see that's getting a reprint. That's going to bring that price down a little bit.
Absolutely. And then for the collectors, there's the Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, and Red Eyes in the gold rare. There's the Stratos,
Yep.
the Droll and Lockbird art, alternative art. There's also all the Ghost Girls. I'm not sure. I've heard that they have the regular art and the alternative art in the set. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but regardless, they're definitely in there as regular artwork premium gold
Yes.
rares.
How about the Phantasme? I thought that was interesting. We just got that in the 2020 Megatins, and that's also coming in here.
They justified it with an alternate art, which I mean, no one really asked for it. It does
Mm-hmm.
look okay, but speaking on arts real quick, because he mentioned the vintage cards, the Blue Eyes, the Dark Magician, and the Red Eyes all have their original art on them. So I
Oh,
definitely think
cool.
those are things
Okay.
to hold on to.
Yeah, I like that.
They'll
That's
go up.
really neat.
They'll go up after a while.
Also, I think something we should talk about. This Golder set is very different than previous Golder sets in that they're not using the same Golder technology they used to use. They're importing the premium gold rare technology that the OCG was recently using, and so the borders of the card are what's gold, and then also the outline of the card itself, like the artwork, and it's, if I believe correctly, it's raised, so it has like a textured feel, so it feels like, kind of like an ultimate rare.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm actually going to put a picture up for everyone. I think they look awesome. Looking at the way the cards are being shown, I just think they look absolutely fantastic. So I'm happy that they made that switch. Because
Oh yeah,
Gold Rare
speaking of
wasn't my
which,
favorite before, but these look pretty sweet to me.
something else I did want to mention, and the picture you brought up reminded me. The Dragon Maid cards are also getting reprinted, which is really cool. And then Boral Sword is getting an alternative art, which is also really, really good.
Yes. I was also happy to see that the Primal Being is getting a reprint. Boy, do we need that. That card's already at 15 apiece, somewhat getting higher and higher as we go. That's going to help bring down the cost a little bit. So I'm happy to see that. Another reprint that I was pretty excited about was for Trickstar players. I believe Reincarnation was on the list when I was looking earlier. At least, yeah, Trickstar Reincarnation's on there too, and that's just a rare, so that helps bring down the cost of that card too. What other reprints, Casey or Carlos, are you guys noticing that you're also excited about?
Gosh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So Totally Awesome helps a lot of the budget players. I mean, the rest of the deck is budget, so why should Toad not be budget? I mean, there's common forms of everything in it, and it's not necessarily the strongest deck in the game anymore. I mean, it hasn't been for a long time.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
So outside of that, oh man, I have a lot to talk about the other set.
Well,
but,
I was happy.
I can talk about some of the reprints.
Oh, okay.
I have
Go
the
ahead.
list up.
Go ahead.
So the Appaloosa alternative artwork is absolutely beautiful. I think Konami nailed that, and I think that's awesome. Harpy's Feather Duster is getting a Golder, which I mean,
Oh yeah,
obviously,
that's right. I forgot that was in here. Yeah.
it was a really smart decision because they just took it off the ban list. So getting a reprint so soon, they're definitely going to get value off that decision.
Oh sure.
What else? There are a few number monsters in here for
Yep.
the number hunters
Yep.
out there.
I like the Lady Debug. That one was one I thought
Yes.
was nice as well.
That was really, really expensive as a super rare for Salamangreat. So now the rest of pretty much the whole deck is budget again, which is, and it's not the best deck anymore, but you can play at budget, which is really nice. Outside of that, off the top of my head, I can't really. I think we talked about pretty much. What'd you say?
Rusty Bardiche.
I'm not actually sure if that's been confirmed yet. I know the leak had a Rusty Bardiche, but I don't think any of the YouTubers actually pulled it.
Oh, okay. Well,
he should be. Yeah, I don't see it yet.
Yeah, he should, because the leak that came out a few months ago seems to be correct. So if following that leak, Rusty Bardiche should be in the set as well.
Okay. And that'll be pretty good. That's a super great card. And it's only had the one printing, right, in the Dragon structure decks, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so that's going to be a nice one.
I kind of think that so far they have they have like 4 of the alternative arts, and they mentioned that they would give alternative arts to 6 monsters, right? I kind of think Rusty Bardiche would be a really nice choice to give an alternative artwork to, especially considering all the new Phantom Knight support in Phantom Rage.
I agree. I'm very curious. Do you think we might see any more Monarch cards reprinted? Because you've got the first Monarch, the Monarchs Erupt, the Prime Monarch. Do you guys think there's a possibility of more?
I kind of hope they just re-wave the structure deck.
Oh, I agree. That brings up an interesting point. There's structure decks that I think that they should definitely re-release. So that's one of them. I definitely think that should happen. Another one that I'd like to see is the Ancient Gear one from several years ago. I'd like to see that possibly released again because it had Max C in it. It's got that continuous spell card that protects your Ancient Gears from being targeted the turn that their effects are happening. I'd like to see that come out as well again. I think that would be very helpful. But that's just me. But okay, so is there anything else you think the audience needs to know about the Gold Rare series, guys? Anything you're noticing in here that we should talk about?
Buy singles, not the product itself. Unless you're gonna hold onto the product for a while and leave it sealed, don't buy the product itself. Go online, spend the whatever few dollars they're asking for. I mean, outside of impermanences and stuff, but the chances of you pulling it are, it's just like a regular set. So you wanna definitely with the set, unless you got it at that early price point, it's not worth opening up.
Okay, good advice. Very good advice. Okay, Carlos, any other thoughts you have?
No. That was. I think I pretty much covered all the cool cards in here. I'm just really excited to open it. I ordered a display case, not a whole case, a display case, so 5 boxes, and I got mine for about $105.
Oh,
so
that's real
that wasn't
good.
too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually fantastic. Pretty excited for you. All right, let's move on to the Phantom Rage set that's coming out. So, I've got some cards pulled up that I thought were pretty important. What are you guys feeling when it comes to this set? Is it going to be game changing?
I don't think it's gonna be meta, like absolutely meta shifting, but I think there's a lot of really awesome cards in there, and I think if you're gonna buy a couple of boxes, it's definitely a good investment because there are definitely some cards that are worth the box itself. So
Okay. Casey, what do you think?
Unfortunately, I'm on the opposite end of that.
Oh no, that's fine. It's all I'm all for the discussion. So why do you feel the other way?
So for the same reason, well, for example, I had a choice of getting a box of Rise for my tournament one time recently, and I turned it down. In replace, I got 4 of the tins because not just because they were new, but just because I felt like there was more value in the tins at the time. And so what I'm trying to get at is you only get 2 secrets per box. You're actually not even guaranteed that. Apparently, there's been reports of just 1 secret being pulled in the box.
Oh wow! Which makes Carlos's pull all the better then. So that
it's also because some people are pulling 3 secrets in a box, so it's a trade-off.
Okay. Yeah. Oh dear, that's scary. Yikes! That stinks for those players.
And one of the money cards I was going to point out. So right now it's the most expensive on TCG Player. It's sitting at around $85. It's called Alpha, the Master of Beasts. So this card, it is good. I'm not gonna say that it's not. It's really good going second. It's a side deck card though. I don't think a lot of people are, unless you're hard going second. I don't think anyone's gonna main it.
Yeah.
So that and the fact that they need 3 copies, it could drive the price point down. I could see this at $50 here in the next 2 weeks, which is a big chunk of change lost.
Oh yeah.
However, for the other secret rare, that's money. AA Zeus.
Oh, this card's amazing.
He's going to be needed in a lot of strategies that are trying to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw Carlos pulled this, and Carlos, your luck with this. My God.
I was actually very happy. So I'll share the story about how I pulled it. So I went to the dugout early on Saturday morning, and I was like the first. Actually, I was like the second person in. So I bought 2 boxes, and normally I take the boxes home and I open them at home. But this time I was like, I'll just open it there because the guy wanted to see what I pulled. So I opened it, and the first 2 boxes I pulled the Phantom Knight secret rare, the Tri Brigade secret rare, the Tri
Okay.
Brigade Spell Secret Rare, and then I can't remember what the other secret rare I pulled was. It probably wasn't good then, but I pulled those, and so I was pretty. Oh yeah, I also pulled the Dark Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. That was my last secret rare.
Oh,
So
that's
those
a
were my
good
four secret
card.
rares, and I was very like upset because I wanted like a alpha and a and or a Zeus. I wanted Zeus more than I wanted alpha, and so I was like, should I get another one? And so I ended up getting another box, but some guy was in front of me and he got a box before me, and so I watched him open his box before me, and he actually pulled a Zeus. The Tri Brigade XC or the Tri Brigade Link monster, that's the secret rare, and he pulled Brigade's secret rare spell all in one box. So he actually got 3 secrets in a box.
Oh my
And I was like, oh
gosh.
damn, I probably didn't pull Zeus because he just pulled Zeus in the box before me. And so I took my box and I got in the car, and my girlfriend was driving us home, and I just started to open the last box, and sure enough, my first secret in the last box was double A Zeus. So
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You
yeah,
literally
and I have
pulled the $75 card, which I think is going to go up.
I actually have 3 more boxes coming too, because I pre-ordered those. I pre-ordered the 3 boxes when they were at 60 each. So hopefully I get something good for those from those.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, for those of you who haven't watched Sam's video on this from Team Samurai, this card to me is a game changer, the Zeus. Because I feel that it's going to be very difficult once it's out there to get rid of it. Casey, what is your plan to deal with this card?
I mean, it's another card that forces us to have the money cards like Impermanence or um, Forbidden Droplets. There are cheaper replacements like Forbidden Chalice, um, and I don't know, just for lack of thinking, breakthrough skill, those kinds of things.
Uh-huh.
Or if they're trying
Uh-huh.
to use it on their turn, you have effect failure. But no, the biggest problem with the card is that well, not a problem. It fits in every deck almost. Every
Yeah.
deck.
Literally, because all you have to
Anything
do
that can
is
make
go into a level 4, and then you just keep
Yep.
going.
Yeah. So, for example, dinosaurs could use it of all things.
Oh gosh.
Make a Loggia or a Dolphin and then swing with it, and then put that on top of it, and then nuke the board.
Wow.
So,
That's scary. Carlos, I know you're always tinkering with different decks. Casey mentioned dinosaurs. Where do you see this fitting in for you?
So the deck that's gonna abuse this card the most is gonna be Zodiac,
Oh,
and it's not
absolutely.
even a question
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Zodiac can overlay. First of all, Zeus isn't a once per turn, and you can do it multiple times, and obviously Zodiacs overlay on top of each other like nobody's business. So you can literally quick effect send all your opponent's cards to the graveyard multiple times in a turn, and it's just disgusting. So
Oh,
it's definitely going to give that deck a power boost. I'm not sure if it's going to take it to like meta contention like it has in the OCG, but it's definitely going to make it stronger. Personally, I just like it as an option to have in my side deck. I've been testing around with this Tri Brigade Fire Fist deck that I've been having a lot of fun with, and
uh-huh.
I kind of threw Zeus in my side deck, and or my extra deck, and I'm pretty much just gonna use it, smack it on top of one of my Fire Fist XEs, and use it as another form of disruption. So
Oh gosh, I'm already afraid. Okay, so you brought up the Tri Brigade. Let's go ahead and talk about those cards, Carlos. How good do you think they're going to be?
so when I first started to play with them, I thought they were kind of bad. But then as I play with them more, I actually really like them. I don't think they're gonna be meta on their own, but I think if they're mixed with the right deck like Zodiac, they'll probably be really good. The card specifically that you have listed on that you're hovering over right now, Tribigate Fractal,
Uh-huh.
that card is nuts. You can discard it, or you can send it from your hand to the graveyard to send another Tri Brigade to the graveyard, and so you can send Tri Brigade Nerval or the level 1 Wing Beast Tri Brigade, and then you can search the other Tri Brigade, which is a level 3, and then that one you can special summon by discarding a Wing Beast, a Beast, or a Beast Warrior, and then so instantly you have 2 monsters in the graveyard to activate the Tri Brigade effect that you just special summon, and you can just spam out a link to. Or if you've already extended, if you already comboed off with any of your Wing Beast or Beast Warrior cards, you can go into like a Ridiculous Link 4, Ridiculous Link 3. This card also makes it really, really easy to go into the Infinite Smorglock, and so that's pretty fun.
Oh, okay. Well, we're definitely gonna have to look at that. Um, Casey, what are you thinking about the mutant cards? What are your thoughts about that?
I actually haven't. That's the wrong one. I know more about the Tri Brigades than I do
Oh,
the
well, go
mutants.
ahead and tell me what you feel about the Tri Brigades then. That's fine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the same kind of point. I think that ultra rare is pretty insane to boost, and then the same combo that he was just talking about. Now, in terms of mutants, the only thing I really understand about them is that they fuse.
Uh-huh.
They have fusion monsters, and I think it's interesting that in a like newer archetype outside of like invoked. I guess that's not new by any means, but we have another archetype that can fuse that
Yeah.
is supposed to do something supposedly. Is
Yeah.
what I'm getting at. They did it. Aren't they the TCG exclusives?
They
Yeah,
are.
they're the
Yes.
TCG exclusives, but I actually don't think they're going to be that good. I think people have been playtesting with them, and they're just kind of like average. Their extra deck monster, or their boss monster from the extra deck, is pretty good because it's an Omni Negate, but it takes so much to get into. You have to have 3 level 8 mutant monsters, and
Yeah.
granted, like, you can do that really easy with the trap card, or not really easy, but you can do that relatively easier with the trap card. It's just, man, for all the work you have to put into getting it out, you kind of wish like they had like a card that let them fuse from the deck, something
Yeah.
that would actually make it easy to summon. But if they wanted to, they could give it a spell card that could fuse from the deck, and then I think then you would have an archetype there, because all the normal monsters, are not the normal monsters, all the level 2 and level 3 one, I think
Uh-huh.
they're psychic, so those are e-telliable, and then that's really good on its own. So
Yeah. So you're saying that the potential's there, it just needs more support.
absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I think it's good to start an archetype that way and not have it be ridiculously broken. I like the idea of growing decks more casually as you keep going. So I like that. Unfortunately, though, it seems like the TCG just doesn't get the strongest archetypes at times when you think of OCG cards instead. Let's go ahead and talk about the new Dogmatica monster. How strong are we feeling this card is, guys? What do you think?
I'd rather not talk about it. It's not that good in
Yeah,
my
it's
opinion.
trash. I don't know why it's even $2 right now. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
That it's still kind of
Um,
higher. I'm like, why? It's
yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I feel like they kind of wasted a spot. If you're really gonna give Dogmatica support, like, make it good, you know?
Yes, I agree. Well, the archetype is already pretty good, and so I'm shocked that this wasn't as supportive. So I feel like that's almost a throwaway card in that situation. What do you guys think about Raider's Wing? I thought that was interesting.
Were you gonna say something, Casey?
Oh, sorry, did I miss someone?
Okay. Sorry. So yeah, what I was gonna say was, the use of that guy is to repeat the trap card because he grabs any Dogmatica card,
Oh, okay. I may have overlooked that then. So it'll give you punishment back to your hand.
and then to be fair, you can actually so so why was this condition added? So it's not just one of those that you just spit out because you control or that anyone controls an extra deck monster. It's when a extra deck monster is sent from the field to the graveyard, or well, I guess it's just removed from the field. I haven't read that specifically that for that, but
It says if a fusion. It says if a fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link monster is sent to the graveyard, except during the damage step.
Yeah.
So probably, I think what they were thinking is you could trigger its effect off of Maximus's effect.
Yes.
So yeah, you could do that, or you could do so like the invoke deck. They step ladder. They turn Alistair into Almirage into Secure Garna. That Almirage being replaced by Secure Garna would then would allow you to summon this. Which then, if you want to be, particular about it, it would then grab a used Ecclesia back to your hand, which then you could special summon and then grab a Fleur. Or
okay, so maybe this is way better than I was thinking, because I didn't think it was that great at first. But that sounds pretty good, Casey.
Yeah, for the deck that it's mainly played in, it's a decent body, and then neither that. So, like for example, if you grab back the trap, if you're still allowed to use your extra deck, it's a level 8, and so is Fleur.
Nice. Oh yeah, you could go into the Hope Harbinger.
Yeah. There's other things you can extend into because neither one of them require you to not use your extra deck for the rest of the turn.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I might actually start playing around with that now.
Yeah, because
it's a decent one of for sure.
I was wondering why it was $2 because I kept thinking to myself, why is this price? But after hearing that explanation, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah. It's a good one of. It's nothing fancy.
Okay. What about Raider's Wing? What did you guys think about that one?
I like their attempt at combining the two archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool. I don't know much about Raid Raptor, but I do know Phantom Knights. So I need to look into more of their older cards. I would just assume because it seems like Carlos plays a lot of everything, just like I used to. So, do you know about the Raid Raptors from the past?
Believe it or not, Raid Raptors are one of the few decks I haven't tried out. I mean, they look cool. But
I'm actually very familiar with Raid Raptors, guys. This is actually something I actually know quite a bit about.
Well, then you talk about it.
Yeah, so what I like about the card is the very bottom effect where it says an Xyz monsters whose original attribute is dark, which they're all dark, and has this card as material gains this effect. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. That's a pretty good boost. That's what I liked about it. So the idea that it's not going to be able to be targeted is really nice, especially if you rank up. So you easily can go into the level 4 with this card. So an Xyz level 4. Or then after that, you'd rank up to 6. And that card's really good for Raid Raptors, the Xyz level 6 one. And then if it's unaffected by, it can't be targeted by card effects, that gives it another turn for you to hopefully rank it up to 8 and then of course to 10 to get Ultimate Falcon out, which is just awesome. So I like the card. I think it's a pretty good card to have. I did find it interesting, like you were saying, Casey, that they're trying to blend the two archetypes. I think that's pretty cool too. So we'll see if there's future support for that down the road. What did you guys... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to mention, while we're on the topic of merging things, I forgot to mention, so you don't really group Fallen of Albaz in with Dogmatica, even though it kind of was because of their fusion. So Tri-Brigade got a thing with Fallen of Albaz as an ultra rare that has the kind of thing. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add to your hand or special summon one Tri-Brigade monster or one Fallen of Albaz from the deck. I don't know if that's going to mean that you can mix Tri-Brigade with them. Like, I don't know what... Maybe Zodiac can do both. Tri-Brigade and Dogmatica.
Wow.
Because I know Dogmatica Zoo was already a thing. So that's what I was going to get at. Maybe this is a thing because you can just add the Tri-Brigade off of Nazir Servant.
That sounds scary to me. Yeah, so just because I think Zodiac is really strong. Wow. Woo. Oh boy. let's go ahead and move to some of these extra deck cards. Unless there's any other cards you guys want to talk about that would be from the main
I did
monsters.
just want to. I did just kind of want to talk about an archetype real quick that I've been
Okay.
having a lot of fun playing.
Okay.
That is the dual avatar archetype.
Oh,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nothing too crazy. The archetype just spams out a lot of tokens and it fuses with those tokens. So if you just want a really really fun casual deck that's really easy to pick up, I think the secret rare too, dual avatar invitation. I don't think that's going to be expensive at all. So if you want to pick up a really cheap core and get someone into Yu-Gi-Oh, or if you just want a cheap casual deck, this is definitely a deck I highly recommend.
Okay, so this is right up my alley. Casey knows this about me. I'm all about that budget. So you're saying that you can spam the field with these cards and they're going to be cheap?
So so what happens is the dual avatar invitation spell card, right? It lets you discard a card to special summon any number of dual avatar tokens, and then up to twice per turn you can fuse with those tokens. And so the whole point of the deck is to use the tokens to fuse. And it has a really has like everything. It has all the makings of a really not. I don't want to say really good archetype, but it has all the makings of a really fun archetype. Like it has a searcher. The dual avatar feat. Yuhi is the searcher of the deck. Not the feat. The dual avatar fist. Yuhi is the searcher of the deck. The field spell, which is I think it's called Perfect Sync A Un. That one searches the dual avatar. The feat or the dual avatar fist, and then it also special summons a token, which the fist needs to destroy a monster to search a spell. So there's just a lot of synergy in the deck, and it can really get going. It's just pretty much like 3 of the cards in the deck are like 1 card combos for 2
Oh,
fusions.
see, I like that.
And so to boot, it has a really good going first option and a good going second option. The dual avatar fist armored Agio pops on summon, so it's a good going first, a good going second option. And then the dual avatar feat armored Ungyo it negates a monster, an extra deck monster effect. So that's good for going second, or going first rather.
And Casey knows this about me. If I can find budget builds that I can get to my students, I'm all about it. So you're going to have to send me whatever you've been fooling around with so I can see it. So then I can price the comments.
There's some good things. There's some good things in here.
Actually, sorry, I just remembered another.
Go ahead. You're fine.
This is actually a set. This is actually a set I really love. The virtual world deck. I've been having a lot of fun playing that deck as well.
Okay. So do you think this is going to make a splash into the meta? Is it going to be rogue?
Virtual world? Probably not virtual world, or probably not dual avatar. Virtual world does have the opportunity to become like, if I had to guess, I'd say it'd be maybe tier 2.
Tier 2, okay.
Tier 2. Yeah, but it has the synchro monster is absolutely ridiculous. So for starters, the synchro monster is a macrocosmos, and it can special summon itself from the graveyard when it's sent to the graveyard. And on top of that, the whole archetype special summons themselves by foolish burialing other things from the archetype. And as you know, a foolish burial effect is one of the most powerful effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! So the fact that literally every single one of these cards acts as a foolish burial, and then it acts as something else, like one of them acts as a searcher, one of them acts as a monster reborn. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's a really fun deck to play around with. It can spam it spams rank 3s, rank 6s, level 6 synchros, level 9 synchros, level 12 synchros. It also ironically enough it makes really good use of double A Zeus. So this is a real fun deck to definitely play around with.
Okay. Casey, thoughts that you also have?
Overall, or just on the type?
Just on the set. Like, are there some other cards before we move to the extra deck cards?
Yeah, there's a few. I was just making a list while he was talking about those.
Oh no, that's fine.
So to break it down, this was a budget deck for a while, and now if you look on TCG Player, there is a super rare that is $3, and it's not because it's short printed.
Okay.
It's a Prank Kids card.
Oh,
So
yes,
Prank
I
Kids
saw
are
that.
apparently
Yeah.
going to be meta.
Yeah, Meow Meow
They're
Mew.
apparently going to be meta.
Yes. Let's talk about that. Why do you think it's going to be meta now because of this Link monster?
So I have zero testing myself, so I haven't actually played it. But from what I've seen, like other people talk about, I can't even pull up the card. My phone's not even working right now.
So I can
essentially,
read it
turns
to you,
every
Casey.
single- So essentially, it turns every single Prank Kids monster into a 1-card starter.
There you go.
Okay. Ooh. And then what do those
Yeah.
starters then turn into? Do they turn into 2 and then to 3? Like, does it start to combo off after that?
So their field spell, it jumped in price a little while back with the announcements of this card. So what the field spell does is when this card's activated, you can add 1 Prank Kids monster from your deck to your hand, and then once per turn, if you fusion summon a Prank Kids fusion monster, except during the damage step, you can have all monsters you control gain 500 attack, even if this card leaves the field. And then the other effect is once per turn, if you link summon a Prank Kids Link monster, except during the damage step, you can have all monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack, and then you can only activate 1 Prank Kids place per turn. Now, if I remember the cards correctly, they do kind of like add or like do the other types that they have. So they like have an earth one, a water one, and a fire one, wind one, and they all kind of like do things for each other.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
very combo centric deck. It would definitely take a lot of knowledge prior in order to try and just generically fight the deck. You'd have to have prior knowledge. So that's something that's, it's another combo based deck, it looks like, but the field spell is what went up crazy for the deck that I can see.
Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead. What were some other cards you were thinking of, Casey?
Okay. Charge into a dark world.
Ooh, okay. I didn't have that on my list. Okay, so talk about that.
It's a common. I'm pulling up the exact words. Sorry. So basically, it's supposed to be a dark world card, obviously. But you target 1 level 4 or lower fiend monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Then discard 1 fiend monster. So this is really good for Burning Abyss. It can also be used in Infernity. It could be used in. I know I'm blanking. There's tons of fiends in this game.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, there's some good stuff there. I was thinking of even DDs. If you can special summon it, discard 1 fiend, you've got certain fiends in that archetype that would definitely benefit from that. Yeah, that's definitely one I overlooked. That's a pretty good card.
Yep, and then there's a Rock Band Xeno Guitar. This is going to help those rock decks.
Okay.
So if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 rock monster in your graveyard, except for Rock Band Xeno Guitar, and add it to your hand. Then place 1 card, 1 card from your hand on top of the deck. So does that sound really good for Adamantipator?
Yes, it does. That sounds fantastic, actually. And it's level 4. And then, that's perfect for when you're tuning.
And if this card is banished from the field or graveyard, you can send 1 rock monster from your deck to the graveyard. So basically, that 1 rock monster, when he's sent from deck to the grave, he special summons himself. That's going to be a really good combo with this card.
Nice. Oh wow, that's awesome. Awesome.
So there's that, and then I want to touch on another common Xyz Import.
Xyz Import.
Yeah, it was a secret rare, like a sneak preview kind of thingy.
Okay.
In the Dragons of Legend, the complete series, it was a promo.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, for those that don't know, you target 1 Xyz monster you control and 1 monster your opponent controls with an attack less than or equal to it, and attach it.
Oh, that's actually really good. Yes.
What's really good about it is it's quick play. So, Zoo can use this, technically speaking, but that's only if they had a few guys underneath, like a Dryder or something.
Okay.
You get the picture. So there's that. It's a decent card. I was testing a couple copies online in my dinosaur list for Dolka.
Awesome.
You could attach and get another negate, so that'd be really good.
Oh gosh,
so
that's
then
pretty
there's
good. That's pretty good for sure.
There's a new Gizmek. So what he does is I don't remember the summoning conditions. I'm sorry. If you can pull it up, that'd be great.
Which card is it?
A Gizmek.
Which one is it?
The newest one. It's in the Phantom Rage.
Oh, I don't know if this is the right one. I'm assuming because it's OCG. Is it the one that's the level 6? 2150?
Yeah, it's a level 6.
Okay, and is it wind?
It adds something with the same attack and defense from your deck to your hand.
Then yes, yes, yep, that's the right one. I got it. Okay.
So some cards to note that have the same attack and defense are Dogmatica Ecclesia and Dogmatica Fleur de Lis.
Okay.
So that's something. There's other Gizmek cards that have the same attack and defense. I don't know if they all do, but the one that people were side decking recently to counter. Oh, you guys all right?
Yeah,
I'm fine. Are you good?
I got a message. I don't know what it was. So, anyways, go ahead though.
Sorry.
No idea what that was. Okay. Oh, it's a teammate of mine.
Gizmek.
Okay.
Yeah, the other Gizmek that people are using recently, it counteracts Hawk Fibrax combos because basically when they summon from deck, you can special summon this card from your hand and then summon out a card that matches out the attribute. So since Hawk Fibrax is doing it, you just summon the water barrier statue, and then they can't. Pretty much they can't.
Oh my gosh, that's good. That's good.
What's cool is that this card can search that card.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, and then I got two more.
Okay, you're fine.
A lesser known card. This is going to be grasping. So Jack in the Hand is really good for a couple different archetypes. I really like it in DDDs because there's a bunch of level 1s that they play.
Okay.
And they're not really going to be of use to your opponent. So I mean, you get grabbing whichever one you need is what's important. So basically, Jack in the Hand, your opponent gets one, you get one, and the other one goes back into the deck. And they have to be all. You get to pick 3 level 1 monsters with different names.
Interesting. I like it.
Yeah, and so it was initially for your deck, Ghost Trick.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the art's Ghost Tricks. I see Spectre, Jack Frost, and Lantern.
I like it for DDD. Yeah. I like it a little bit for even Monarchs because Idea's level 1.
Yeah.
You could do a couple different things. It would be interesting to see what people come up with, but it's a decent card for a common is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And the last one is I don't know if anyone knows about this, and I don't even know if this OTK is a thing anymore because I was absent from the game for a while. So I'd have to pay attention. But if anyone older is paying attention to this, Reversal Quiz OTK.
Okay, so
does anyone know about
Reversal. Say it again. Reversal Quiz.
Yeah, Reversal Quiz. It's a very old card.
And I know what the card is, but I forgot about the FTK.
They technically got a card.
Wait, say it again? Monarchs did?
Huh?
Wait, what? Say that to me one more time. I'm not sure I'm understanding you. So, why is this card so good?
Reversal Quiz. It causes an OTK.
Okay. What deck uses the OTK, would you say?
I can't even hear you. Oh, no.
Oh, can you hear me?
Hello?
Casey?
We're cutting out. Hello?
Carlos, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I can also hear Casey.
So
Is
can
he
I. I
okay?
can hear Casey
Just
as
robotic.
well.
You're robotic. It's
Okay.
my signal.
Okay, I can hear you just fine, Casey. What deck causes the
Okay.
OTK with reversal quiz? Or utilizes it, I should
It has
say.
its own deck. It's its
Oh.
own deck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You'd have to. Sorry, we should have prepped for that. But the trap card called 1 or 8. Basically, you play it in the deck, and obviously you're not going to hit a 1 or an 8 because that's the whole purpose of the card. You're going to make your opponent give you one. It'll turn your life points to 1,000, which then reversal quiz will be able to work.
Gotcha.
I forget the other card that activates when you're at 1,000, but basically it inflicts like 3K to your opponent and you win the game.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
So the fact that it's a trap and the fact that they get to do this is kind of alarming. I don't know how consistent or anything it would be. It's just the fact that they get a card, and I always put a little footnote next to sets that do silly things. So
Okay, no, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's a card that they might do things to. And then, were we going to talk about the Charmers at all?
Oh, we're going to. I wanted to quickly talk about Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, though. What do you guys think when it comes to this card? I think it's pretty cool, but how well do you think people will summon it?
They have a quick play rank up.
Yes, that is in here. Yeah, I do see a quick play rank up. Yep.
There's another one, an older one that Rusty can set from the deck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would definitely be enough then. Yeah, because it just has to rank up once. So I could see a lot of level 4s using this. I like the card. I think it's pretty neat.
It could see some play for real. I don't know how much, or it probably would just be a one of to go into, of course. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking. You might see one in a deck.
It's a good effect for sure.
Yeah, because I like
the Phantom Knights rank up magic launch.
Oh, that would do it?
You guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Carlos. Say that again.
Card you were talking about is the Phantom Knights rank up magic launch. People were using it with damn, I forgot the card. Outer Entity as a thought to rank up into that on their opponent's turn. Opponent couldn't do anything, but so that's why Rusty originally got banned, and also because it's kind of degenerate. But now that as a thought is gone, that's it's still in the game, so it is what it is.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
There is one more card.
No, you're fine. You go right ahead.
All right. It's a secret rare. I totally skipped it on my list. Warning points. So this is basically no material, but in a trap version, except it has an additional parts. So it can hit multiple monsters being summoned at the same time. So a pendulum summon, not that they're, super relevant at the moment, but it can hit a pendulum summon for all the monsters. It can hit, things coming out at the same time is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
It says this turn, those face-up monsters cannot attack. Its effects are negated, and then they cannot be used as material for fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link summons.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's really good.
The card, for being a secret rare, I actually think this is a little on the lower point. It could go down, but once it gets below $10, I'd personally be picking up a playset.
Yeah, I like it, especially if you're going first. Boy, does that cause disruption.
It's a great side deck card.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
I actually pulled one. In the same box I pulled in the same box I pulled Double A Zeus. My second secret was a warning point, and I was like, "Aw."
How do you do this?
Good,
every time?
Yeah, I mean, it's
absolutely
good. I
don't
know if I'm gonna side deck it.
Absolutely amazing. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Blazing Vortex now. Okay, so I know Obelisk. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, before we talk about Blazing Vortex, can we just briefly talk about Ghosts from the Past real quick? This is a new set that's coming out that I'm very excited about.
Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioning that. Yes, please go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, yeah, so I'll take the lead on this one. So Ghost from the Past is a new 136 card set that is being released in March. It's going to launch OTS stores on the 25th, and everywhere else is going to launch on the 26th of March. It's going to be a $15 MSRP for a box, and basically, there was a set in Japan called Selection 10. And so what Selection 10 was is it had 10 new archetypes, or 10 archetypes are going to be receiving new support. Some of those archetypes are going to be brand new archetypes. Some of those archetypes are going to be older archetypes. And so as instead of importing Selection 10 over as just a core booster set, they decided to import it in a special set called Ghost from the Past. And so we're going to be receiving support from 9 new archetypes, so they took one out. And we're also going to be receiving 5 brand new ghost rares. They haven't announced 4 of them yet, but one of them is going to be Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
Okay, I'm
as a
pretty
ghost rare,
psyched
which is
about
absolutely
that. I think that would look beautiful in
Yeah.
Ghost Rare.
Yeah, it has an OCG ghost, but now it's gonna have a TCG ghost, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. And then in terms of archetypes that are gonna get support, Shaddolls are gonna get support. Dragoonities are getting support. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're gonna get the Dragoonity structure deck. All that is probably gonna be pushed in here, but Dragoonities are getting support. Galaxy Eye Cipher. As an archetype is getting support, and then if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains like I am, the Spectre's Sun Avalon cards are actually getting created for the very first time, and so those are going to be printed in here. And so overall, it's going to be amazing. There are going to be some really good reprints in here. They're going to reprint Armed Dragon level 10. The Phantom Knights of Fogblaze getting a reprint in here. Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon, and then Raid Raptor Tribute Lanius. And then on top of that, we get to hunt Ghost Rares. So Ghost Rares are officially back. And I know they were back for the Rage of Ra, but that set was kind of trash. So now they're back for a good set.
I like it. I'm a big fan of the Ghost Rare art in general. I thought they should never have stopped when they made those. I thought they were very cool. So the fact that there's a dedicated set for this, I'm pretty hyped. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. I think the only thing that they need to 2 points real quick. I think the only thing that they need to work on is a lot of the ghosters come out of the pack with the print lines on them, so they really need to like find a way that ghosters don't come out and they're already damaged. Also, the last point, if this set's called Ghost from the Past, and so the last few legendary duelist sets that they've been releasing, Japan has actually received ghost rares in those sets, and we haven't received ghost rares in those sets.
Wow.
So I'm almost wondering if they go back and reprint those sets or reprint those ghost rares, and if they do, a card to be on the lookout for that they might make as a ghost rare, which would absolutely break records. It would be Dark Magician Girl. The OCG has a ghost. The OCG has a ghost rare Dark Magician Girl, and it's like over $3,000 if I'm not mistaken.
My gosh!
This would absolutely break financial boundaries. Like it would be really cool.
Well, you know they're all about selling that product, so I would be shocked if they don't end up seizing that then. So yeah, pretty interesting. KC, thoughts you have about the Ghost Rare set?
I think it's good. The reprints help the market. I mean,
absolutely they do.
People were hoarding things for Armed Dragon ever since Blazing Vortex was announced, because they gave us that right away.
Yes.
I mean, it's nice that we got some much needed reprints in there, and then of course Ghost Rares. There's things to chase. They're doing pretty good with that set.
I agree.
Something I did find interesting is I was talking to my girlfriend, and we were having a discussion about how Konami has really been trying to sell, like, ever since they got rid of the $10 special editions, they've really been trying to push the $15 kind of products with the Legendary Duelist Season 1 and 2, and then the Dragons of Legend complete set, and they've been trying to like tinker with it and like really get it to sell well. And I've told her, like, I think the way they can fix these $15 MSRP sets is to put ghosters in them. And surely enough, I know they didn't listen to me, but they did it. And so I think this is absolutely how they fix these $15 MSRP sets.
I really think that Konami is really starting to listen to their base better. Because you look at the amount of reprints that are happening this year. Now, again, we're in the halfway point of the year, but the amount of, or we're towards the later part of at least the calendar year, I think, for Yu-Gi-Oh! But I feel that we're actually doing pretty well with reprints. And the more they do that, the better they're going to be with the base. And then getting those different rarities, I think, is the key too for the collectors, because collectors like different stuff. You know, they like to. I think people sometimes lose that this isn't just a card playing game; it's a trading card game as well, and so people like to collect high rarity. So I like what they've been doing. Especially you mentioned the $15 sets they've had with the legendary duelists. Like I liked even the lettering. So you had like purple cards, I want to say blue cards with the lettering, and I was like, hey, I like that. You know, it's something different. So I'm pretty happy about this. I think it's a good move.
Absolutely.
Let's go to Blazing Vortex now. This is going to have some pretty great cards.
Oh yeah.
I know which one I want to talk about right away, and it's
Go
the
ahead.
Link monster. Because this is quite scary to me when I saw this. It's the one that uses your opponent's cards, if I'm not mistaken. I got to find it here. There it
Yes.
is.
It's called Saros Erish
Yes,
Kuriningas.
yeah, I've got it up now. Let's
They need
talk
a
about this,
translation, and
guys.
it needs to be much simpler because that name is a mouthful.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to read the effect for anyone watching that doesn't know what this does. For this card's Link summon, you can use up to one monster your opponent controls as Link material. If the card is Link summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. This Link summon card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects that do not target it. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or an effect that includes the effect that special summons a monster or monsters from the graveyard, its quick effect, you can negate the activation. Okay, guys, I'll start with you, Casey. How much of a bear is this going to be to deal with?
It's one of those cards where it seems really, really good. I just don't know how well. I mean, we'll see where the format is by that time. I just don't know, especially with a lot of the other cards in that set. The format could be shifting to where that card isn't going to be as amazing.
Oh, really? Wow.
On paper, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It would definitely be good right now.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see when it comes out. We'll see where we're at. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Okay, Carlos, what are you thinking then?
So I have a few thoughts I wanted to talk about. First of all, the fact that you can use one of your opponent's monsters. I know it's a Link 5, but it acts as a Link 4 for yourself.
Yep.
Something else I wanted to talk about is I really like the fact that it has protection for things that don't target, so you have to target it, which is pretty interesting because a lot of the negation doesn't actually target. And so this, I'm pretty sure this plays around a lot of different forms of negation. So it's really hard to negate this on summon. I like that aspect about it. Something else I like is, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually go into IP Masquerena and you can make this on your opponent's turn using your opponent's monster.
Oh my gosh.
So that's absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh.
If you can go from like IP to this on your opponent's turn and just like act as a complete blanket negate, and you can use one of your opponent's monsters on their turn as well, is just that's ridiculous.
Wow. I didn't even think about IP in that situation. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Then, as if it wasn't good enough, it also stops from it also just stops Monster Reborn effects, which is just a lot of decks you utilize the graveyard and special summon from the graveyard. So like the fact that it can just stop it, that's really good on top of all of the things it has going for it already.
Well, I am hoping that Casey's analysis proves to be truth, because if this ends up being as scary as I think it may be, what you've just painted, Carlos, is a very scary picture. Go ahead, Casey. What are you thinking?
What's its attack stat?
3,000.
3,000.
Dogmatica, the trap card, outs it.
Oh, really?
Right.
Give me a sec. Let me see if it targets. Dogmatic punishment.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. I believe. Yep, it does target. So yeah, that does out it. But that's just like one. That's one very specific example. I think like if you're talking about
Dogmatic is the most played deck of the format, that card won't see play.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying like.
What a relief.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying like as a blanket, like as a just generic card, this is a good card for sure.
Yes, it's a good card. Yeah.
On paper, it looks great,
and it'll definitely see play, like one day or another.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. Sure. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about some other cards you guys are thinking of from the set now.
Should we build up to the probably the most debated card in the format, or I mean in the set?
Which one are you thinking?
Just knock it out of the park.
Which one are you thinking it is? Because I'm curious which one you guys are thinking it is. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say the pot. Yeah, the new pot card is pretty good. That's for sure.
Well, see, some people think it's bad.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty good.
Okay, I think it's good too, but I'd be curious what some. Okay, so let's start with you, Carlos. Why do you think Pot of Disparity is good?
I think it's really good because it basically acts as a Pot of Duality on steroids.
Yes.
It searches, instead of digging 3 cards in, it digs 6 cards in. So you're almost certainly going to hit something you absolutely need. So like in combo decks, this would be really good. Also, the fact that it banishes from your extra deck face down, you get to choose which ones it banishes, which is really, really good because Pot of Extravagance banishes at random. So you might banish something you actually really need.
Yeah.
So the fact that this banishes and you get to choose, it's really good. And then it says
well, you can also attack, which I like. So, but the damage taken is halved for the turn. Yeah, but I think that's an okay trade.
Yeah, it does seem like a fair trade. So you probably have a hard time killing your opponent this turn.
Yes.
But if you're playing a combo deck and you really need to see a certain card to make your combo go off, this is a good card.
Yep. Yes. Especially if your extra deck doesn't require too many cards for your combo.
Yes, absolutely. So Casey,
I think this would be good. I think this would be good in like Monarchs too, so you can like banish 6.
That's what I was thinking. Yep, I was thinking the same thing. That's where I was going to Casey with next, knowing his Monarch experience. Casey, is this something you plan on using in your Monarch build? I know you've been messing around with an extra deck Monarch build.
Yeah, I like it in general. So I was just explaining the point that some people don't like, but the most important argument is exactly what Carlos said. You get to choose, and on top of that, it doesn't have to be the first card you play.
Oh, right, absolutely. Yes.
In comparison.
Yeah, so, I think that's important too.
Decks like Dinosaur will play this because even though it's technically like a 1-for-1, it digs so deep, and there's a bunch of like unsearchable side deck cards that, like for example, Dinosaur would need to find in certain matchups. So that it digs way deeper, and it's a balanced banish, so that you don't have to banish anything that you don't want to banish. And you can always banish from your extra deck matchup dependent. Maybe this matchup for sure you don't need Logia, so you just banish the Logia because you won't need it.
Right. Right.
Stuff like that. So I definitely think it's going to be, if not the best card of the set, it will be one of them for sure. Top 5 for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. Carlos, is this one that you've also ordered quite a few boxes on, hoping to get a play set?
I was actually debating ordering a case of Blazing Vortex, and then because there was a discount, and I could have gotten a case for $650.
Oh wow,
that's a lot of money, and this would have been like my first case I ever bought. and so I decided to not, and I'm just gonna buy boxes. But I'm definitely gonna buy a few boxes of this because pretty much all the archetypes in this set I absolutely love. Like for instance, it has new Fable support, which I love. It has new Dogmatica support, but I'm not sure if it's good. The Thunder Dragon, they are okay. The Arm Dragon cards are really good. They're going to be good. The Pot card is good.
Talk about that Eldritch fusion you get.
Oh yeah. Eldritch gets a fusion. So if you're playing like generic zombie world Eldritch, like that's pretty good. All the Metalfoes cards get new support, which I'm really excited about personally. There's a new Wind Witch. There's a new archetype called Security Force, which it's another column mechanic archetype that kind of you can probably mix it with
with Mech Knights.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can mix those with Mech Knights. So there's a lot of really good stuff to like look forward to in this set. I don't think anything's going to be absolutely meta defining, but like in terms of like personally, I love pretty much every single archetype that's in this set. So I'm really excited about it.
Okay. Sweet.
Oh, and then on top of that, one last point.
No, you're fine.
They're continuing the Dogmatica Tri-Brigade lore with a new archetype called Spriggans.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. Okay, I like it. I absolutely like it. Well, I've heard a lot of people say that now that they've seen more of the card list for the set, they were planning on picking it up. Casey, what about you? Which cards are you hyped about the most here?
Definitely for sure the Pot. I have to reread some of the Wind Witch stuff, but I think it could actually pull. There used to be a deck that involved Wind Witch with Invoked, and then I was thinking maybe you could do something with Dogmatica with that.
Oh,
to, give it over the top. Because we already know the regular combo for Wind Witch puts you into your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon,
right?
Or the big one, whatever. I might have said the wrong one. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Crystal Wing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it can get you into that, and then I like I said, I need to reread some of them, but I know they're all spellcaster. So basically, the entire deck, even though it has 3 different cores, they're all spellcaster. So there's got to be some sort of synergy there.
Okay. What do you think about all the Armed Dragon support? Do you think that people are going to try to play this? Because I haven't seen Armed Dragon played consistently in probably a decade.
People are probably going to play the deck. I don't know how strong it is in comparison to anything current. I mean, they definitely did a really good job on giving its starters the ability to start.
Okay, yeah. Because I think that's the hard part. It plays so slow compared to today.
Yeah, and so I think they got the right kind of support. I just don't think the deck as a whole does enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did find it interesting that they continued giving Ojama something in the same set. So I wouldn't be surprised if something Ojama based with Dark Arm starts doing something, because I know they have that one card that syncs up with it.
Yes. Ojama Pink, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Ojama Pink, and then there's a quick play spell that does something with Armed Dragons as well. It can search them.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been able to make Ojamas work. I've seen something where people take away all your zones so you can't play, basically. Yeah. But that's the most I've seen recently with Ojama, outside of like maybe an ABC variant that would somehow use that engine. But very interesting. I was very surprised that Digital Bugs received support. Were you guys surprised when you saw that as well?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that deck, I don't know who plays it except for the kids at my local. And that's only because people give me the cards because no one uses them. So I don't know who plays this. So I was shocked that this receives support. I mean, it's pretty decent support, but I mean, who plays? Oh wait, sorry. Go ahead.
At least they're giving unloved deck support. Like
True.
that's good at least.
That is true. Because someone out there probably does like it. For example, I have a student that he loved digital bugs, so we did everything we could to beef up that deck. But yeah, it was it was not easy. Um, Speaking of cards or archetypes that haven't received support, I've tried so hard to make Ghost Tricks work this year, and I just did not have the success I had last year. So I feel like there's decks in the past that they've got to do something to bring those back if they can,
But
just
the
because
problem
players
with
enjoy them.
the problem with Ghost Tricks is that Link monsters can't get flipped face down, so you
Yes.
have a whole extra deck mechanic that bypasses the kind of gameplay state that Ghost Tricks are trying to achieve.
Yes, yes, I completely agree. But
Um,
there's other decks
also,
I'd love to see supported too. So I don't know. I just think
So
there's some missing.
they might that Selection 10 stuff. They still haven't revealed all the archetypes in it, so you never know. Ghost Tricks might actually get some support.
Oh, I'd be
yeah,
thrilled.
that'd be cool.
I'd be thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. I love
Um,
that archetype.
so if you guys have you read the digital bug? I just looked it up.
Yeah, oh, it's good. I had it on the screen. Yeah. It's pretty solid.
It's actually a hidden Exector card.
No. That just won the Create a Card contest.
Well,
Exactly.
this is a perfect transition.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that. So, Inzector, right? Am I saying that right, guys? I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Inzector.
Okay. So they just won the Create a Card challenge, which a lot of people were not happy about. There's
No.
lots of people back and forth when it came down to the bracket. But Casey, you're saying that Digital Bug supports it. How are you saying that?
This card does because it's generic insect support. So if you read it, it says cannot be used as material except for an Xyz summon, except for the Xyz summon of an insect monster. So notice, it can go into insect monsters if you do an for Xyz, but it doesn't care outside of that, so you can link with it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, now that I'm reading it, yeah, it makes sense.
When you normal summon a level 3 insect monster, well, there's Dragonfly, and I don't remember if Centipede. Centipede's level 3. Those are the two main ones. And then you can special summon this card. Then you can make the levels of both this card and that monster become 5 or 7. I know they have a rank 5.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can change the battle position of one insect monster you control. I don't know if that does anything for them. I doubt it. But an Xyz monster that was summoned using this card gains 1,000 attack and defense, and that's huge for that one. I don't know if you can pull it up, but there's the rank 5. I remember it being kind of weak, so it getting an attack bonus might actually do something for it.
No, that makes sense.
The rank 5, it can equip one of your opponent's monsters to it, and then it gains like attack equal to half the equipped monsters, and I believe it has like 1,000 attack to start.
It's got 800,
That's
guys.
the,
800 attack. If it's the
800?
one I'm thinking
Damn.
of. Oh,
yeah, you're
gosh.
talking about the level 6. I was talking about Exostag.
Yeah, that's the one I've got
Exostag.
on the screen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's really low.
Yeah, so making it an 18 helps.
Yeah, plus
But
it
yeah,
gains attack based on what's equipped to it, I think, here.
Right, it's just a hidden extender that the deck,
Yeah.
I mean, normally wouldn't have had. So
Okay,
that's what I was getting
makes
at.
sense,
It helps
makes
for link
sense.
plays to help get equipped cards to the graveyard, those kinds of things.
So
Speaking of, before we go too far off topic in terms of the creator card, I think we should mention that obviously Inzector's won, but the second half of the creator card contest is actually underway, underway-ish, and so they wanted you to vote for either an Inzector's Trap, or an Inzector's Spell card, and Inzector's Spell card actually won. So it looks like they're going to be designing a brand new spell card for Inzectors.
oh wow, interesting. Well, hopefully it's something good. With all the hype that happened with that voting, because there are some pretty angry people when certain cards didn't move on. So I am hoping that it's well worth the effort they put into this. And I do like
Yeah,
this type of concept where the fans are voting for something that they really want to see happen.
Absolutely. Like the structure deck poll, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that too.
Yes, I agree. Well, notice, I think that got a lot of attention last year. Someone was posting to Simo like he'd like to see a Shadal structure deck. Simo ended up retweeting it, and sure enough, what do we hear from Konami a few months later? We have a Shadal structure deck. And so I like this idea of having the fans get more involved. I just think it leads to better involvement, which the fans appreciate being listened to, and then we feel like we were a part of something. So I like that. I think that's pretty smart. Carlos, were you disappointed that Inzectors won?
No, actually, pretty much not every deck, but most of the decks on the poll, I wouldn't have mind getting support. And
Yeah.
Zectors so happen to be one of the decks I really, really love because I have
Oh,
fond memories of
really?
like playing it back in I didn't play it competitively, but I just played it casually back in the day.
Okay.
So I
So it's a
definitely enjoy playing
throwback for you.
Zectors.
That's interesting. Okay, I didn't know that about you. See, I love when I get to know things about our duelists. Okay, I was
I played
disappointed that
Heroes during that
Dynomist did
format.
not get something. I was that was the one I wanted, Dynomist, just because I like the deck. So I would have liked to seen just a little bit more support be thrown its way.
They were close.
They
They
were
were getting a
close,
lot of
yeah,
like
yeah.
they
Dynomist
were
got to
getting
the
a lot
final
of
four.
when
um,
I would check out the Twitter poll, like all I would see in the comments was Dynamis, Dynamis,
yeah.
Dynamis. So I'm actually very surprised they didn't win.
Me too, because I thought that's where the hype was, and I was surprised people liked it as much as I did. One
So
archetype I was really surprised that was out right away. Um, which one was it? X or not X Saber? Cyber Angel. That one was very interesting to me because I know some people love their ritual decks. So I was a little surprised that that was out so quickly. Um, but how about you, Casey? Did you follow any of the online
I
Crata card stuff?
I did to an extent.
Okay.
I was just gonna put my feedback from a couple of things you guys said.
Okay.
First of all, when he said it was a blast from the past, or like he messed with that archetype a little bit. I played Heroes during that Nationals where it was that Chaos Dragons and Wind Up. So
Oh,
I
okay.
was
Oh,
Dude, I
wow.
love Wind Up
Wow.
too. Like Wind Up's a
Yeah.
top 10 deck of all time in my opinion. And not actually like a top 10 like best deck of all time, but like personal favorite. Wind Up is definitely up there.
Okay.
But
Okay.
more on topic. If you want to break Inzectors, give them an E-Telly.
Oh gosh, what do you mean by that?
Emergency teleport.
Oh,
Where they
thank you.
summon the
I didn't know what
Inzector
you
from
meant
the
at
deck
first.
to the
Now I know
field.
what you mean. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's how you would break it. Because if you could just special summon Dragonfly from the deck, that'd be so silly. Either that, or I think even that one Union quick play that they gave them, where they equip one from the deck. Now, if you could equip one from the deck to an Inzector, that would be even really good too.
I think if they got a field spell, kind of like Union Hanger.
Yeah, that would be great too.
That would be really good for them.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yes.
So yeah, speaking of spells, there's that for that on topic, and then let me explain the drama part of it. So
oh yeah, that got crazy. Yes, please.
A lot of people are speculating because of the prize, so-called prize, of a certain Yugituber. He was influencing for at least a little bit. He had a prize tier for however long Inzectors made it, and then he was giving cards away like 3 droplet. A playset of droplets would go to a random
Oh
person.
my
in
goodness!
his
Wow.
comments. Yeah, he really pushed it.
Woo.
And I know he got some attention with that, and something happened. They did a redo on one of the votes, but
what actually happened was what archetype Valkyries. It turns out Valkyries were rigging the vote.
Oh yeah,
originally
that
with
was
bots.
bad. I heard about
Like, they
that
were-
one. That was really bad.
Yeah, they were paying off people to like vote,
Just
and
to
so
vote,
Konami
yeah.
got rid of this, and so they redid the whole poll because of that, and moved it so that you couldn't bot. And so after that, Injectors went on an absolute tear, and
Yeah. Well,
Well,
they had a
that's the
close round with the
MST
Sullivan
Yu-Gi-Oh.
cards. I mean, that was really close. That was by 400. So that was
M-
that was a really
MST
close call there.
Yeah, MST Yu-Gi-Oh is the name of the channel, and
Oh,
that
yes, I
guy,
know who you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, he's still giving away the stuff, but the fact is he had to, like, in the middle of it, say, hey, look, I'm actually now going to just give it away no matter what happens, but so that makes me feel like he got contacted.
Oh, I'm
So
sure. Yeah. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, he was giving incentives to go vote for Inzector. So anyway, um, but yeah, that's kind of like the drama behind it.
Okay. I liked it though, and I thought it was very easy to vote. So I thought
Yeah,
that was nice too.
too easy sometimes.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes. But for people who are not tech savvy, it's nice that it was a simple process. So kudos to Konami. I thought they did a very nice job with that. Let's go ahead now and segue into the Spirit Charmers structure deck, which is going to be coming out here shortly. What do
Can I
you?
mention something real quick
Oh,
before we
sure.
move
You go
on?
right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah. So this is a little bit off topic, just because I know we're not going to talk about any core booster sets for the remainder of the conversation. But the next booster set that's going to be released, because I was looking for Yu-Gi-Oh news while we were talking, and I actually missed this. But the next booster set after Lightning Vortex was announced, and it's going to be called or Blazing Vortex, and it's going to be called Lightning Overdrive. So it's
Ooh.
giving me real 5Ds vibes to it.
Okay, I
So
like that. I like
I
that a
just wanted
lot.
to mention that.
Well, thank you. I
Cool.
appreciate that. And guys, we're hoping to do these on a regular basis. So we'll be glad to talk about that set when we get more information for you, because I've really enjoyed our conversation. This has been very fun.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
go ahead and talk about the structure deck now. One of the first things I always look for when I see a structure deck is, first of all, is it going to be like the Dino Smasher Fury structure deck that's going to have game-changing cards? And then what kind of reprints were included? So when I think of the reprints, I love the reprints. Dark Ruler No More. You've got Raigeki. Then you also have Secret Village of the Spellcasters. I was pretty happy with some of these reprints that were in here. The
We
Denko Seka. So there were some very good things in here.
we should have got another card.
Yes,
Yeah,
I yeah.
I think more controversial than what's in it is what's not in it.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, which that segues perfectly into what I was going to talk about here. So, Casey, you and I were talking about this at your baptism. So, they put in
Yes.
solemn warning. What did you think that should have been?
Or I don't exactly remember if it was warning or not that replaced it, but
It was
Evenly Matched was supposed to be in it.
it was Raigeki, super rare Raigeki.
And what was supposed to be instead?
Evenly Matched.
Yeah. I would have really liked to have seen a reprint of the Evenly Match. I think that's great for players that are, you know, there's a lot of players that I think like me, that they're on a very small budget. And because they're on such a small budget, if you can get a common like this or a play set for a cheap price, you're going to get it. You're going to pick it up. This would have been nice to see that in there. So I was disappointed with the Solemn, and Casey, you and I talked about this. It's been reprinted several times at this point. So I would have liked to have seen that in here. Carlos, how good do you think the deck is? Or the cards
It's
in
not
the
good.
set?
It's not good in my opinion.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not excited about this structure deck. I'm more excited about the freezing chains, the ice barrier structure deck. Like I'm
Oh,
really excited
yes.
about that one.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I think that's going to
But
be pretty fun.
I think actually, if I'm being honest, Konami kind of shot themselves in the foot with this structure deck by taking out Evenly Matched, because I was actually planning on getting a playset of the structure deck just to get a playset of Evenly Matched, and or three of the structure decks just to get a playset of Evenly Matched, and now I'm not even going to touch that structure deck with like a 10-foot pole. Like
Oh.
they unintentionally lost so many. Being greedy, they unintentionally lost so many sales, and it's hilarious.
Well, I think they did lose some sales. I still think the Dark Ruler No More is going to help sell it.
Yeah, that's true.
Casey, what are your thoughts on the structure deck?
So, I don't think the deck is half bad for what it's meant to do.
Okay, expand on that a little bit. What do you mean by that?
It's a control deck.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think that we're in the correct format for it. But
yeah.
So if I know Konami, which it's kind of proven that I don't at the moment. So, but if they follow trends of my past, they will shift a format to fit what they have coming. So whether it be ban lists or really shoving out support for a specific format that they want, and I think the detail here is in the pot of disparity. So the pot of disparity, yes, it helps control. It helps combo decks, but it also really helps control decks.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to get at. I think they're going to go to a slower format, which would put Charmers on the radar for sure, because they have inherent things. And no one's really talking about what they can be mixed with.
Yeah.
There's tons of attributes, so inherently you have Invoke that can go in it. There's Secret Village spellcasters. I mean, we've all seen what I've tried doing with my spellcaster deck. I can't even think of their names off the top of my head. I'm so tired. Sorry, guys.
The Witch deck, the Witchcrafters.
Yeah, Witchcrafters. Thank you.
Dude, I love Witchcrafters.
And Casey's build is extremely strong, by the way, very strong. But anyways, go ahead, Casey.
But yeah, the Charmers, I think their strongest mechanic is that they actually just summon out what they want from the deck, and then those things do their own things, and then their link monsters. I forget exactly what all they do, because I haven't, it's like a tier.
Well, they're old cards.
It's not. Huh?
Yeah, I feel like the cards are pretty old. Like some of these I've seen for years, like the spiritual fire art, the spiritual water art.
The old ones take control of a monster when they're flip face up of the same attribute.
Yes.
The new Link monster special summon one from your opponent's graveyard if it's the same attribute as the Link monster. So like they don't do anything too overpowered. I don't feel like there's a lot of, like, there might be spellcaster synergy, but I just feel like the deck doesn't synergize well with itself.
Now,
let alone outside of itself.
Yes, and I will say though, I do like the main starter of the deck, the Spirit Charmers. It's kind of like Pendulum Call, where you discard one card, take 2 cards from your deck with different names from each other that are Charmer monsters, and then you get to add one of them to your hand and set the other. So it's not as powerful, but it at least gets you going. And I really wish they did this with a lot of older archetypes where you pitch a card, but you get 2 that you really need. So you could get possibly a spell or a trap, or you could get a monster. So I thought that was a pretty good card to see that they had that in here. But overall, I just don't see it doing too much.
Just again trying to say that if history repeats itself, at least for me, the format will push towards this if there's not a lot of sales. They'll make us regret not buying it.
And I could see Konami trying to do that. I just don't know how they'll do it though. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I love the reprints. Again, there's some solid reprints in this structure deck, and I'm all about that because it helps for bringing down the price of key staples.
You know what I find funny though?
Yeah,
I find it funny how they're printing the Charmer structure deck, but it really looks like, by all intents and purposes, that they're not going to print the Dragoonity structure deck, and it's just so weird how they don't seem to like have a grasp of what their what their fan base actually likes. And
Yeah.
that could just be me. Like, there could be a ton of people who actually like the Charmer deck because of like the waifu tax and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I feel like Dragoonity are a much more supported deck, and if anything, Dragoonity and the Fire Warrior structure deck should have gotten printed over this one.
Yes. Yes. I agree with that completely.
I can explain from a financial standpoint as to why we're not getting that Dragoonity structure.
Oh yeah, go right ahead, Casey. Well, what's your thoughts on that?
So they take good notice of, like you said earlier, they've done a great job of paying attention to their people and their market. And so what they did here is, now, of course, the Charmer, they took out their cards, so they're going to try and be greedy with that. But the reason why we're not getting Dragoonity is because they want to push it in a set that probably wouldn't sell as greatly. And the reason why they knew that they could do this is because as soon as those Dragoonity cards were announced, there was buyouts.
Yes, there was. Yeah, I noticed that too, Casey. Yep.
Whenever they have a buyout, they'll pay attention to it, and so they're going to go, oh, well, no, this structure deck, no, we're going to push it into a set. We're going to bump up the rarities. We're going to make sure it sells. That's exactly how they get our
money. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand why they do it. Like, I'm not. I have no. I know it's about money. I'm just saying it's not right. It's kind of trash.
Yeah, it hurts. So I'm just saying they may be doing a lot of these good things for us, but they're also. But at the end of the day, they're still co-money.
Yeah, yeah, and I totally agree with that. And one thing that bothers me too sometimes with these structure decks is when they throw in what I would call throwaway cards. So like the Dark Durando here, the Pendulum Monster. What a worthless card to throw in here. I mean, I don't know. I just I just am shocked this is here. I'm not a fan of this whatsoever. There's just a few cards that I'm looking at this going, they could have made this stronger if they created some better cards. So if they're going to do a structure deck, it should be something like the Dino Smasher Fury, where you had Soul Eating Oviraptor put in, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, game-changing cards, right? Same thing with the Monarch structure deck. You had the Squires, and then you had the big boss monsters of the decks in Ether and what's the dark one that's zombie? Ubris? I can't remember his name. But they were awesome cards, and I just don't feel that this structure deck has any of that going on. So that to me was disappointing.
Their last few structure decks, bar the Shadal one, haven't been the best.
Yes. Well, the Machina one was pretty good, and so was the Sacred Beast. I actually thought those were solid. I actually enjoyed
that structure
those.
deck's really fun. I think it's really fun. I don't think it's like it has meta impact.
The engine's very strong.
Yes,
because like you have one card Curiouses, you have one card Rusty Bardiche, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it still hasn't topped anything like big yet.
Yeah, it has. Well, I mean, okay, we've been in COVID, but there was several events like Winnaboxes and stuff that PPG has been hosting, and that one dude playing Thunder Chaos, he was playing that engine in it, and it was he won like 2 or 3 of those events.
Yeah, but I don't see like that's like one person. I don't see like multiple people.
No, I get it. It doesn't have a big following. I wouldn't say that, but it did cause a little bit of an uproar for a little bit.
I do want to say I think the Sacred Beast actually topped, and it was in a different country though. At least I think it did. I'm actually looking. Yeah, Pure Sacred Beast was the national championship for Australia, and that was in August 2020. And he used he used just the actual Sacred Beast structure deck. He didn't use anything else, which was pretty amazing. I don't know the details of that tournament though. So, but I remembered reading that somewhere. But as far as I know, that's the only top of a deck like that, if that makes sense. But but I don't know. Like when I look at those, like the Sacred Beast structure deck and the Machina one, they're pretty fun. Like I think people could put 3 together and have a pretty good time with them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like they're fun little decks. They're just
Yeah.
not like they're not the most competitive, is what I was trying
Yes.
to get at.
And this one here with the Spirit Charmers, you could slap 3 of these together. And I don't think you're doing much.
Trust me,
So
I'm super excited about the Ice Barrier structure deck, and I'm under no impression that it's going to be a good structure deck.
right.
I'm excited to play it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, but guys, oh gosh, yeah. I didn't realize
Yeah,
how
it's
long we've
late.
been talking. Yeah. So that is going to do it for this is our most recent thing we're doing, which is going over Yu-Gi-Oh news together. So this is the conclusion of our first episode. I want to give a big shout out again to Obelisk Blue, also known as Carlos, if you've been listening to us, for his idea of doing something like this. So thank you, Carlos, so much for the idea and being on the show. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh news regularly. I just felt like there was like a void. I know a lot of different Yu-Gi-Tubers talk about different things, like they talk about card news, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I felt like there wasn't like a place you could go to get centralized news for the whole week, and you could get all the information pulled into like one little podcast or one video. So that's
Yeah.
kind of where I envision this going in the future. Every week we do like an update and we just talk about
Yeah.
things that got revealed and big news.
Yeah. And I am all for that. And to KC Games here, also Casey Scott, as he also goes by. We're very thankful to have you on because, again, I love your opinions that you share. I think you also do a great job just really bringing your knowledge and expertise to our discussion.
Oh, I try. Thanks.
Well, thank you guys so much. So, guys, this will be, I'm going to have this on my YouTube channel. And I'm also going to
Sweet.
make sure I put the audio into an actual podcast, which I'm going to try and load through Apple. So we'll see how that goes.
Awesome.
So thank you guys so much. And we look forward to our next podcast with you. And that's our first episode. Thank you guys so much. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, we really appreciate it. Hope you definitely enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, and we'll see you guys next time.
Wait for your next challenge. I know that.